Welcome to the Loyalty Program Builders podcast, where together with the top industry experts, we discuss business and technical challenges of implementing and running loyalty programs. Loyalty programs are complex. That's why together with our guests, we make difficult processes easy to understand and provide actionable steps to reach your loyalty program goals. Subscribe to our newsletter and become a part of a community dedicated to loyalty program excellence. Hey everyone! Today we're discussing a framework for building a team of loyalty champions. The goal of the episode is to share insights, case studies, and actionable steps for fostering belief and engagement among the customer service team, contributing to the ongoing success of a loyalty program. Our guest for today is Adam Posner, an independent customer loyalty specialist and a certified loyalty marketing professional. Adam has designed and deployed customer loyalty, rewards and membership program strategies, customer and member research for organizations operating in diverse sectors, including retail, hospitality, hotels and holiday parks, childcare, financial services, shopping centers, leisure and entertainment, trade, education, and B2B industries. In 2017, Adam established the Point of Loyalty, dedicated to building thriving customer loyalty assets based on their proven framework, Profit from the 7 Zones of Loyalty Program Performance. So without further ado, here's Adam. Hi Adam, great to have you on the podcast.
Eric, it's an absolute pleasure. I've been really looking forward to our conversation.
Great, so today I'm really excited because we are going to talk about building a team of loyalty champions, and the emphasis is on the team. So I would like to ask you about, where does the team fit in the loyalty program strategy?
Yeah, that's an important question to answer because let me share with you and the audience what I would call my 7 zones of loyalty program performance, which is my strategic framework. And it'll give you a context as to where the team fits in, the loyalty team fits in. And so the 7 zones start really at the beginning, which is, as most good strategies do, which is the business objectives, why a program, getting very clear on those. And I'm not going to spend this podcast with you on strategy. Seems like you've had some amazing guests to date on strategy, but it's important just to, put the framework around this. So the first zone, as I said, is the business zone, objectives, measures of success, what is loyalty, why a program, and all of those fundamentals. Zone 2 is what I call a member zone, which is who's the program for? Why will they care? What's their behavior, what's their belief, and what's their sense of belonging to the brand. So it's really all the data, the value segmentation, and understanding your customers to turn them into members. Zone 3 is the program itself, the structure. So I always talk about strategy before structure, and in the structure of the program, there's so many different layers to that. And I've built out a range of frameworks, including the 6 currencies that customers care about. And your audience can get an access to a paper that I've written on the 6 currencies. You can share that in your notes later on. So the structure is very much built around the strategy. And then it's profitability is zone 4. So zone 4 is about the financial ecosystem of the program. Now, we have started that in the first zone of business, but the profitability can only be worked out once you know what your program structure is all about and what are the costs to serve the program to members. But the profitability is very much more about a profit and loss, a cash flow, and a balance sheet. So that's zone 4. Now, zone 5 is technology and data. Now, that's where you guys are so experienced, which is where, how do you enable this program? What is the technology platform? How does it integrate into your architecture? And what's the movement of data and the use of data right across your program infrastructure? So that was zone 5. Zone 6 is dialogue. Now, I've split that out. That's very much about personalized communications, member lifecycle marketing. And in fact, I've identified 12 moments of experience, of experiences that require communication within a program. And some depends on the program structure, but it's mapping out the program communications from onboarding to ongoing. And so those are the first 6 zones. And you might have noticed from that I haven't mentioned the team yet. That's because zone 7 is the team. Now, it doesn't mean that just because it's last, that it's the least important. In fact, it's all the way through the 7 zones is the team, from engaging your leadership team to your business right across the enterprise and fundamentally into the retail network, which is where we'll talk about, I guess, most today. So zone 7 is your team, is how do you gain belief and buy-in? So that's the framework, Eric. And now you can see where the team fits in. I call it the wheel of loyalty program fortune, because if you can visualize a wheel with 7 spokes sticking out and wheels around it, and how they will integrate to drive the loyalty program performance, and hence me bringing up the team in zone 7. So yeah, that's where the loyalty champion sits, in zone 7. So does that give you sort of a background as to where it all fits?
Okay, thank you. This background is really helpful. What do you mean by the team exactly, or who do you mean by the team, and why is it so important?
Yeah, so the team consists of both an internal layer of the human beings in the organization. So first internally, right across all of the departments, within the internal business. But the team also means those that are at a store level. And as we've been discussing, this is more retail oriented. Those businesses that have a retail-based business where you've got stores and you've got team members in the stores serving customers every day. So the team is both internally, which could also include customer service, who are managing calls or online inquiries. But the team that I'm fundamentally talking about are those customer-facing that live and breathe every day and wake up every day to serve customers and members at point of sale in the stores. So those are the ones that I wanted to talk about more so today.
Thank you. So why is this team so important? I know that it's a very basic question, but still I would like to make sure that we cover, as many aspects as possible.
Yeah, look, I think that sometimes every question needs to be asked. And I don't think it's as basic as you might say. I think it's more critical that we keep asking, because they are the ones that, in essence, keep the program alive. I mean, you're going to have the technology and you're going to have all the AI-triggered communications and the data-driven comms. But at store level, you've still got the human being that says, "Hi, Eric, are you a member of this program?" Or, "Hi, Eric, would you like to join?" And in launching of a program, we have what we call the first 90 days. A lot of people call as I say, the 90-day period, but I call it the honeymoon period. It's a name that I came up with many years ago when I did my first or early stage loyalty studies called For Love or Money, which in essence is this period where everybody's so hyped up and excited at the launch of a program. They're engaging members, they're signing them up. But the honeymoon period ends, or the engagement cliff kicks in. Soon after 90 days is usually the period, in which case the team members become so important to maintain the honeymoon period. Really, it's layers on layers and layers over the lifespan of the loyalty program success. It's how do we engage the team members so that they continue to, be motivated and have belief and buy into the program, for the lifespan of a program. And those, so these are the team members that I'm talking about today. Those are the ones that are literally at point of sale in the stores.
Sure. As you said, it's critical. And I also learned about loyalty programs from the team, actually. So, long before I checked the website, it's actually the store. It's the place where I learn about the programs, and depending on how I'm invited to the program, I will decide, okay, is it worth it or not? So I totally understand it. It's absolutely critical. So how do you build a team of loyalty champions? I know that you have a process for that.
Yeah, I do have a process, and it's called the 4xE loyalty champion process. And let me go through those for you and for your audience. So E1 is called Enroll. So are your team members actually enrolled in your loyalty program? Are they actually members of the program themselves? Now, this is a tricky one because some programs actually incentivize their team members, their employees with different kinds of incentives. And so then you've got to be really careful about team members enrolling in your program. And there have been case studies where team members gain the program. There could be fraud risks. So you've got to be really careful about if you're asking your team to enroll and become a member of the program, what kind of program and how would you manage that? So it's not not everybody enrolls all of their team in a program, but it would be a great way, because if you enroll in the program yourself, then you know the experience. You know what the benefits are. You've been through it yourself, and there's nothing better than have practically been through it. But E1 is called Enroll. E2 is called Educate. Now, this Educate is the team member needs to know, well, what is this program? We really need to understand, in essence, the benefits of the program to the members. That in my For Love or Money study, the latest one, the For Love or Money 2023, where I do the research study, for the very first time, I asked loyalty program members, do the loyalty teams influence members? And what are the factors that influence people to engage in a program? And I looked at two elements: acquiring new members to a program and engaging members in ongoing in a program. So, and I asked loyalty program members, what were the four factors that influenced them to sign up to a program? Well, they covered all four areas. One was, did they ask them to join? Was it easy to join? Did the team member have enthusiasm? Were they excited about the program? And did they know and have knowledge about the program? Those four factors. And we found in our study that these four factors really are very equally weighted. In fact, the most important one was it making it easy for you to join? Then it was knowledge, and then it was enthusiasm, and then proactively asking you to join. But really, it's all four. And you've got to come up with this, what I call the 25 words or less, or the 10 or 15 second proposition, that at point of sale, you can say, hi, Eric, are you a member of this program? Did you know that you earn this with this every time you do that? And it's an amazing program. All you've got to do is give me this piece of data and you're in. That's 10 seconds or 15 seconds. So we've got to have that proactive statement, that proactive proposition with enthusiasm and knowledge, and asking members to join. And so E2 is educate, getting your team member right across that proposition so that in 10 seconds or less, or 25 words or less, they can explain everything and be excited, which is one of the E's that I'm going to bring up in a moment. So E3, so I've been through enroll and educate. Then it's expect. We need to get our team members to understand why we have a loyalty program. What's the benefit to the business? We've explained to them the benefit to customers, and they know those benefits like the back of their hands. They can sleep and dream about them and say them in their sleep. But why do they care about engaging their customers to join the program? What's in it for the business? And knowing and setting those KPIs and those expectations. So I know it sounds straightforward, but maybe it's signups, and maybe it's scan rates, and maybe there's other elements to setting expectations. You could keep it simple. It's just a matter of every day in every way asking your customers, are you a member? So E3 is expect. So it means to enroll, educate, and expect. And E4 of my 4E process is excite. Are they excited about the program? Are they enthused, excited? Do they really think it's of great benefit to the customer and clearly benefit to the business? And this is when you bring in, incentive programs and ways, such as an example I can give you. We did a very exciting internal promotion for a loyalty program where we actually got, for every member that the team member signed up, that team member actually also went into a draw. So the more people they signed up, the more opportunities the team member had to win this amazing prize. So they got excited, they were motivated, they got incentivized, and they'd signed up, members. So we had a huge spike in sign-ups to a program. And also, it's also about empowering. So it could be a fifth E, actually. I didn't realize, but Eric, maybe we've got 5 E's. But this fifth one I've just made up on the moment, which is how do you empower your team, with moments of magic? Well, I call them joyalty. Now, you've heard me talk about joyalty. Can we give our team members, and this is an example I can give you, a little bit of a bank of bonus points to give away at their discretion, as they wish. The planned spontaneity you've heard me talk about, or we've discussed before, with giving back to members, but at retail, at point of sale level. Yes, you can manage that. You can give them a budget. You can give them a planned number of bonus points. But how amazing would it be, Eric, if you walked into the store where you're a member of, and maybe you didn't have the most amazing experience or something went wrong, and the team member said to you, hey, Eric, I've just credited your account, an extra €5 or extra 5 bonus points. Amazing. At that moment, at the discretion of the team member. Again, planned spontaneity. You can bring in those joyalty moments with your team. So maybe we've got a fifth E here, which is empowerment. So the 4 E's typically are enroll, educate, expect, excite, and empower is now the new one. Thanks to you asking me this, what you thought was a basic question, but really is really important.
I really like it, especially if you think about your local community. So then actually if you empower the team to decide on their own how to manage certain budget of points, let's say, definitely, yeah, it just creates so many possibilities, and it just creates opportunity for exceptional customer experience.
Exceptional customer experience, exactly. And this can be triggered at point of sale. I mean, you're the technology experts. At point of sale, you can have nags, or you can have, call outs or triggers, that every time you identify me as a member at point of sale, whether it's you ask me for my email or I scanned my digital card, but at point of sale, you should have the data that tells you straight away that, hi, I'm Adam, I'm four bonus points away from my next reward. Can you imagine if you say to me, hi, Adam, did you know you're only 4 bonus points away from a $10 reward? And if you buy this, you'll get to that reward now. And by the way, did you know that your birthday, you do know your birthday, but you've got a birthday reward coming up, as well as, another $5 reward waiting for you. So that engagement can happen because it's triggered by data. It's triggered at point of sale. And it's just incredible, the engagement. If you can tell a customer or a member how many rewards they've earned to date and what's still waiting for them. It's just so powerful. There's psychology behind both of those. And I think it can, I know it can because I do it already, but I know it can be triggered at point of sale.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. So we have the 5 E's. It's enroll, educate, expect, excite, and empower. I really like it because it's simple, yet very actionable. So I'm pretty sure that, our audience can benefit from it right away. But do you have any examples? I'm a huge fan of case studies. I'm a huge fan of use cases. So do you have any examples that could actually bring those E's to life?
Yeah, I have got a couple that or a few that I'd like to share with you. The first is actually I've got a client in hospitality, and they have over 40, hospitality venues. And what we've done over the last 4 years is we've built a loyalty champion program, which encompasses pretty much all of those, in fact, all of those E's. And this program is taking a key person from each of the venues and getting them to nominate themselves to become a loyalty champion. That's the first little clue there. They've all nominated to become part of this program. And it's not just a one-off. It's a full year program where we not only do we get them to educate and excite them, as I've mentioned, explain and expect, but we take them on road shows to other loyalty other venues to see what loyalty programs they're doing. We take them to events and to educate them on loyalty bigger than just what's happening in their own little venues. So it's a whole program, a whole strategy embedded throughout the loyalty program. And every year on year, people are actually very excited to join and become a loyalty champion. It's been a very successful program because we've seen activations. at the different venues, all motivated by these champions. And they're proud to be champions. In fact, at the end of the year, we have an award evening, and we give Loyalty Champion of the Year awards, and we give them prizes. So there's incentives. That's the other E of excitement. So this is a full strategy that we've been going for now, besides COVID, for almost 5 years with this client that I work with, and it's a very successful strategy. I recently interviewed, and your listeners could download and have a look at it, of a blog article I wrote on loyalty leaders of a very well-known loyalty program here in Australia called Rebel Active, which is a chain of stores, of sports stores. And the head of loyalty said something really, really important to me about their team at point of sale. She said to me, our team members are all loyalty managers. I love that. Can you imagine that every single one of those team members at point of sale are seen as loyalty managers, managing the loyalty of their customers? It's so empowering. It's so strong. When the leader said to me, our team are loyalty managers, I just thought that just that phrasing, that essence was so powerful. And that case study, your listeners can have a read of my website. And the third example I'm going to give you is in my Joyalty paper that I know you recently downloaded and other people can download, where this pet business actually have what we call, it's called Pet Circle. And they had a program called Wow Moments, which they empowered their team to, to give something at their discretion to their customers. And it's a very, in fact, they won a big award for this program because of how their team members were empowered to engage with customers. Maybe something had gone wrong with a delivery and they gave them something. Maybe their customer wasn't having a great day and they gave them something. Or something happened with their pet and they gave them something. All what I would call empowering moments for the team across their customer base. And that case study you can read about in my Joyalty paper. So there were 3 examples. One that I've worked with for the last 5 years, and it's a full strategy. One, coming from a brand that's very successful here and how they talk about their team as being loyalty managers. And another one, which was empowering a team through what they call wow moments, and having huge success. They said something to the effect that they've given over 400 wow moments to their customers in a period that was being assessed.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. I really love it. It totally makes sense to think, about your team as loyalty managers, because in fact, these are those people who manage the community. These are the people who invite people to join the program. And they totally manage the loyalty community. So this is excellent. That's a really great example. Thank you so much. And I love the idea of empowering the team. So, and I've seen it, it's actually huge, and it doesn't belong to loyalty alone. I think that any sort of situation where you can come up with ideas for empowering the team, it's always beneficial for the business.
And back to the comment about what I call planned spontaneity. I've often had, a little bit of pushback. Well, how do we manage that? Well, you manage it through planning the spontaneity. You plan the budget, you allocate that across, your network or your business, and you monitor it, because it can be monitored through the data, through the point of sale, through the connection with the member. In fact, in Australia, there's another program called the Good Acts program, driven by a very big retail grocery group called Woolworths, and they have a Good Acts program where they empower their team to do something special for a customer, again, at their discretion. And I saw a lot of great examples of how they did that through COVID with a little gift, a chocolate bar in an order, and they also know the data that this was the 11th order, and a little handwritten note with a bunch of flowers saying, "Hi, Eric, thanks for this order. This is your 11th order, and here's some flowers and some chocolate for you." So, imagine that arriving at your front door. That's just magic. That's what I call moments of magic. That's what I call joyalty. But it's all done through planned spontaneity.
I love this concept. I know that it is an oxymoron, and you've you said it right away, but it definitely helps you think about it in a way that it actually becomes possible. So you can plan spontaneity.
Correct. I love it. Yeah. And you're right. You can make it happen.
Okay. So thank you so much. I think that we have covered everything we wanted to. Is there anything else you would like to share with the audience before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. I just think that, you've had some great guests talking about strategy. I've given you the context of the 7 zones. We've really gone deep on the team. I just cannot explain how important that team member is. And I know they've got so many things to remember. Not only do they have to look after stock and serve customers, and they've got so many things to remember, but clearly, when you've got 100 or 200 or 500 stores and you've got thousands of people, well, you can systemize the process and you can manage the process and you can report on the process. But they are human beings, and seeing them as loyalty managers, as that case study from that interview that I gave, looking at the 5 E's that I've mentioned, and the 5th, by the way, was a new one today, never been said before. So you got a bonus on this podcast. But just to remind everybody, it's enroll, it's educate, it's expect, excite, and then it's empower, as we've discussed today. So, Eric, thanks so much for the opportunity to share with you and your audience the power of the team and building a team of loyalty champions.
Thank you so much for sharing, Adam. And I'm sure that it's going to be actionable, and actually our audience will use this to improve their loyalty program performance. Awesome. I'm a huge fan of the 5 E's and the concept of planned spontaneity. Now, let's wrap up with a few action steps. First, if you like this episode, help us grow by leaving a positive review of the podcast. Second, let us know what you think by interacting with the Q&A feature, or simply send us an email at podcast@openloyalty.io. Third, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter for more valuable content related to the podcast. Have a great day, everyone. The Loyalty Program Builders podcast is brought to you by the team at Open Loyalty, the world's most flexible loyalty software for creating personalized loyalty and gamification programs fast and at scale.